welcome back to Opal and Mint. I am Ashley, and today we're going to be testing out some very inexpensive paints. I love testing out paint on this channel of all kinds. I like testing out cheap paints. I like testing out expensive, handmade, high-end, artist grade, student grade. I like testing out all kinds of watercolors and just kind of seeing what's out on the market, for one, so I can recommend paints to you of different price ranges, and two, because it's fun. I like trying different textures and different techniques and having different types of paint. You can paint different ways and different things. And I stumbled upon this little palette at Jerry's, and it was $10. It was like 9 something. And I was like, yes, I need to test this out, see if it's worth $10. Because a lot of times some of the cheap little palettes are actually not worth even painting with. And so I was curious, is this one good, since it comes from Jerry's Artarama and it's Jerry's brand. I've already filmed this intro once because the footage was focused on the sloth in the background the whole time. So trying to cover the sloth up now. The camera focuses on eyes, and before I had a sunflower here and it thought that was an eye, and then it thinks the sloth is a real thing and it wants to focus on it. So hopefully this footage turned out okay, but I have some footage of what this looked like before I used it, but right now it's quite messy. Yeah, that's what we're doing today. We're just testing and playing. We're gonna swatch these colors. We're gonna paint something. I'm super excited because sometimes you just wanna not have any plan in mind and just kind of play with paint, and that's what today is. We're just gonna play with some $10 paints from Jerry's. And I love how tiny this is. It's like an Altoid tin. It actually feels smaller than an Altoid tin. So you can just throw this in a bag. It does come with a little brush, which I'm going to show you and use for just a second. Let's go ahead, turn the camera around, and start painting. I don't want to wait any longer. So I'm going to start off with just this grabby watercolor pad. This is 100% cotton. And we're going to start by swatching these. So let's get a closer look at these paints. Here they are. Again, Jerry's brand. Looks like a little miniature Altoid tin almost. You could totally take these out and use this for other paints if you wanted, if this ended up being bad. But I'm really curious to see how these turn out. The brush actually looks pretty pointed and nice. We'll see. But shove that back in there. Let me get some water because that's necessary. So we're going to start with swatches, and I'm just going to start with Princeton Snap Round 6 just to kind of swatch. First, let's see how well it reactivates. Not too shabby. Already has good color payoff. See if it'll layer and intensify the edges. That's not bad. Not too bad. Cool, cool. All right, let's go into the red. I'm gonna bump these circles into each other because I want to see how they interact with each other. This red is very bright and warm red. So obviously the color choices are quite vibrant, but when you have vibrant colors, you can mix pretty much whatever you want, just because you can dull the colors down in mixing. So let's try the yellow. Not a whole lot of movement between those two at the moment. So they're not traveling very well, but they're very pigmented and vibrant. Very pigmented. See what the white does here. Got a little bit of yellow in it, so it'll show up a little bit. Very pretty creamy buttery color there. All right. And the black right next to it. I mean, honestly, if it's this or, you know, a cheap little kids set from Walmart, this isn't doing too bad. I mean, this is no Daniel Smith, but I'm curious to see how they paint and layer though. Let's try the brown. They definitely don't explode and move into each other super well, but we'll see how they behave when I actually start painting something. Okay, two more. We've got purple, which looks pretty. Let's see. Oh, I said purple, but that looks pretty blue. I do see a potential problem here in mixing. So when we have a warm red and not a cool red, this does present problems when mixing purples. And since this isn't really purple, I mean, it's on the purple side, but it's definitely looks blue to me. Yeah, that's ultramarine. That's blue. It might be difficult to mix a purple with this set. So when it comes to the color choice, I would have rather had a cooler red, but we might challenge ourselves and see what we can get. I might do some purple flowers just because of that fact. But there are the swatches. Not too shabby, guys. $10. 8 colors. Not bad. All right, so I want to color mix now, obviously. I don't have my palette with me. We're going to use the lid since... Yes, okay. So I'm going to take a little bit of the red. And we're going to take, a little bit of this one. I'm going to show you, let's see what we got. Oh, that's not awful, actually. See, if I add more red to it, it kind of is more dull because it's a warm red. Add more blue to it, and we got more grapey purple. That's pretty. Okay, we got some purples. I want to mix a mint color because I like mint. So I'm going to get my green and my white. And a touch of the lighter blue. Get some more white, touch more green, and here is a beautiful mint. Oh, it's pretty. I like this color as I continue. Oh, I like that a lot. Okay. Let's try mixing kind of a... I'm not really sure how I would mix like a corally peachy pink because there's not a good pink color. Because this is very, very orangey red and not pink. That is not what I want. Oh, that's beautiful color. I didn't mean to mix that color, but I'm fine with it. That's gorgeous. Okay. Yeah, I can't have any pink, like pink. Let's see. Let's mix the red and that more ultramarine. So we're on the purple side. And then a touch of yellow will make it brown. Well, that's a beautiful brown. I wonder if it's almost the brown that's in the palette. It's a little cooler. It's funny. Yeah, I can't mix pinks, which makes me a little bit sad because I like painting with pink. Just trying to see what all this can make. It's kind of a salmon-y color. It's slightly pink, but not like I mean, it's a little pink. Let's put more white in it. These are definitely extremely pigmented paints. Okay, so we're gonna paint something now. Oh, I need to try the brush that comes with it. It's so incredibly tiny that you would have to be painting miniature things, but let's give it a whirl. So let's take this blue and let's see. It's so tiny. I don't know what I'm painting yet. Yeah, and like the handle, it's hard to hold. So not the best for that, but let's paint larger. Let's see here. You have to stick the whole thing down in the cup. The handle is so short. That's funny. Okay. So there's the brush. I honestly probably wouldn't use the brush unless it was like in a pinch and I had nothing else. Then I would use it. But it comes to a nice point. So, I mean, like you can get a pretty fine line with it. Not a bad brush. It's just tiny. So you'd have to paint tiny things with it. Cute. Okay, so I'm gonna put the brush away and we are gonna try to paint something pretty with this. Now that we see what kind of color range we have in this. When I opened up this thing of paper, I was actually thinking about kind of using this as inspiration. Should I do that? Yeah, let's go ahead. We'll do some oranges. Let's try. All right, so I'm gonna go back to the Princeton round size 6. So since this is already a very orangey red, shouldn't be too hard to get orange. Let's see here. And I think this is a little bit more of a muted orange, but let's see. Let's take one little swipe of that blue. Okay, so let's just start. It's a little bit too muted, I think. Okay, start with a round-ish shape. Put some water down, blend this out. Seems to lift okay. Let's see, what color are the foliage on this is very blue toned. Let's do another one here. And behind it here. Okay. Do some lemons as well. Let's get some yellow. All right, lemons will be a little bit more oblong. Okay. Do one up here. Okay, let's do a couple of the little slices as well. So let's take our yellow and do a little lemon slice here. Lift that lighter white stripe here. And We'll add in some details in a second, and let's mix up some more of that orange to do an orange slice, maybe coming off the paper. Okay. All right, so let's mix some green, some blue toned greens now. So there's one green in here, and it's this very, very vibrant green. We still recording. Okay, so let's get our green, a little bit of blue. Ooh, that's pretty. Yeah, I like that. Touch of the orange just to dull it down a little bit. Okay. All right, so okay, just pull in some of these stems and we'll get some leaves off of these. Let's see. A really pretty green. This to go behind it. Yeah, it drops in color very well and blends out. Like these are performing just fine. Like no issues whatsoever. Let's get some more green mixed up here. Putting in a little yellow on that one. Kind of mixing it up a little bit. I mean, these are really pretty paints, actually. I actually think I'm going to toss this in my purse. So I have it with me. I don't want to say this out loud, but I think I'm going to. So right now I have paint in my purse so that if I want to paint, I have paint. Wow, that was really intelligent, Ashley. But I have paint in my purse right now. So that I always have paint with me, and I currently have my A Gallo palette with my Tintoretto brushes. Well, I have that in there because it has brushes and paints all in one, and that's all I need, and then some water. So what I'm about to say is I would almost rather have this. If it had brushes with it, would be nice. Like if I had a way, I don't know. I almost prefer these paints to the A Gallo in that particular palette. Now, I'm not saying that these are better quality than A Gallo. I'm saying the particular colors that I have in my A Gallo palette, I don't prefer those to this. Aside from the fact that the A Gallo has a more pink shade. But the way these are performing just for fun and playing around with, and the pigmentation that there is here, I'm really enjoying these. I'm actually very shocked. I was expecting for these to work but struggle. I don't know. I'm a little bit surprised at how much I like them. This is interesting. Okay. I am going to finish out this painting. I want to just kind of chill and paint this real quick, and then I will come back and tell you my final thoughts on this. But right now I am having fun. Really, really enjoying this palette at the moment. So I will be back shortly with a completed painting, and we will talk more on my thoughts. All right, so I am finished with the painting. I could definitely do more on this if I wanted to spend more time, but I've got an appointment to get to. So again, that was the inspiration, but this is kind of where I went with it. I did a quick little like mint wash over the whole thing. I don't know if you can tell, but I love seeing the muted tones from the Vibrant palette. I personally love painting in more muted colors. It's kind of like moody and emotional, but anyways, I was very, very impressed and surprised by these paints. I honestly didn't have such high hopes for them, but you know what? I'm actually going to use these again. I'm shocked because usually when I do these kind of videos where I'm testing out really inexpensive paint, I don't ever really want to reach for it again, or I will give it to somebody else that could use it more. But I honestly think I'm going to put this in my purse and I'm going to get some use out of these paints because it really was pretty good. So, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up for this one, though. My camera is about to die. But if you did enjoy this video and you want to see more of me testing out different paints, please give it a thumbs up. Also, let me know in the comments what kind of paints you want me to test out. But if you haven't already and you want to see our future videos, hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. All right, camera, I need you to cooperate today. I only have 2 hours. You're not even focusing on my face. You're gonna focus on the sloth. Don't focus on the sloth.